is bringing a ray of hope to some Jamaican children living with the condition.
Expecting a new baby is always a special feeling for any woman or man. Following the good news comes the planning for new clothes, cribs and other supplies, and of course thinking about the fun that the parent or parents will have when the child is born and what he or she will be like growing up. While many go as far into the future as the likely career path of their unborn child, few ever think of having a child with cerebral palsy. Well, this was the reality that Jacqueline Langley, Nayoka Miller and Gloris Walker faced after the birth of their children. Like most expectant mothers, they gave little or no thought to the possibility of raising a child with a disability.
He was born breech, and when I was leaving the hospital, they told me that he would have a delay. And after that, I do some follow-up on carrying him to get special treatment, and during those processes they told me that he had this condition.
She's a premature. She born 27 weeks. She was in the nursery for 3 months. So during the time she was getting older and older, they tell me at the nursery that it would be a possibility that she would have something along the way.
I became suspicious that Josh was not developing normally in terms of his milestone. At about age 4 months, I got a little bit concerned, and so when I went to my pediatrician, I explained my concerns along with some other symptoms that he was displaying, and she referred me to the neurologist, Dr. Melvin Chambers, who confirmed the diagnosis of cerebral palsy.
These women, along with their loved ones, have a difficult road ahead of them, but it is one they are not left to journey alone. The government's Early Stimulation Program under the Ministry of Labour and Social Security is an intervention program for children with developmental challenges aged 0 to 6 years old. This program offers a wide range of services to children with disabilities. It has helped several children with developmental and growth problems.
Walking. Yes. Look, we're going here, and then we're going outside.
Nayoka Miller says her daughter has been on the program for over 2 years and she is responding well to treatment.
I've seen a whole heap of improvement since then because, yes, she was tipping, but actually now her joints is actually loose. They are no longer tight like before. So, yes, I've seen improvement. She stands more now. She hold on and walk around and things more now. So yes, there have been a whole heap of improvement.
Cerebral palsy refers to any one of a number of neurological disorders that appear in infancy or early childhood and that permanently affects body movement and muscle coordination, but it does not worsen over time.
A lot of times the knees, you're not able to bring...
Consultant physiatrist Dr. Paula Dawson says the majority of children with cerebral palsy are born with the disease, although it may not be detected until months or years later.
Usually children that are born underweight, like if you're less than 2,400 grams, premature births, low birth weight, as well as premature infants are usually prone to this. Some kids also who are born with jaundice may be predisposed to it. But essentially it is whenever the brain is immature, when it is most susceptible to whatever it is. Some infections can cause it as well. Some toxins can cause it as well.
Early signs usually appear before a child reaches 3 years of age. The symptoms are many, but the most common is what is called spasticity.
And what spasticity is really just stiffness that the kids may have when they try to move. A lot of times the parents will notice when the child is sleeping, the muscles are totally relaxed. However, especially when they're excited or when they go to start running around or crying, they get very stiff. And that's spasticity. But with spasticity, the stiffness is a hindrance for their ambulation or them getting around.
Other signs and symptoms of cerebral palsy may include achieving developmental milestones such as crawling, walking, or speaking later than peers, crawling in an unusual way, difficulty feeding and sucking, lying down in awkward positions, easily startled, favors one side of the body over the other, has bad coordination and balance, muscles are stiff and contract abnormally, hearing problems, problems with eyesight, bladder control problems, bowel movement control issues, seizures, and problems swallowing. When you see any of the signs and symptoms of cerebral palsy in your child, you must see a doctor immediately. According to Dr. Dawson, cerebral palsy cannot be cured, but treatment will often improve a child's capabilities. She says many children go on to enjoy near normal adult lives if their disabilities are properly managed. Recently, a 5-member team of medical doctors from the Gillette Children's Hospital in Minnesota, USA, were in the island to conduct a clinical spasticity workshop targeted specifically at children with cerebral palsy. The workshop was held in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, the University of the West Indies, Bustamante Children's Hospital, and the Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center. Approximately 16 children benefited from 2 clinics that were held by the team, at the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation Clinic at the University Hospital of the West Indies and the Orthopedics Clinic at Bustamante Children's Hospital.
What we're doing, we're injecting a medication called phenol into those muscles, which reduces those muscle spasms and reduces the spasticity. It makes it easier for the child to sit, to walk, to be cared for. It makes them more comfortable, and so that's what we're trying to accomplish. The phenol will decrease the spasms within the first day after the injection. But it's not just the phenol that you need to do. After the spasms are gone, you need to stretch out the muscle, and so there's a lot of therapy that needs to be done afterwards to take advantage of the phenol blocks.
Besides injection, the children had bracing evaluation. The braces will be made in collaboration with the Sir John Golding Rehabilitation Center. One child also benefited from a dorsal rhizotomy spine surgery. Dr. Paula Dawson, who was the local organizer for the workshop, says she is grateful for the initiative, which followed another one in February. Under normal circumstances, it would cost parents between $100,000 and $200,000 to acquire a brace for their child.
Thank you for being such a good sport, buddy.
Mrs. Gloris Walker, whose son was one of the beneficiaries, is especially grateful for the assistance.
I think it's a great effort in helping children with cerebral palsy because from what I have heard, most persons have to be traveling overseas to know that they're here in Jamaica. I think it's a really good effort.
Cerebral palsy does not have to halt your child's development and potential. Look out for the signs and seek medical attention immediately if your child presents with the symptoms. For further information on cerebral palsy, please contact your doctor. You can also get valuable information from any government health institution close to you.
This is where we'll have to close the pages of Jamaica Magazine for today. Tune in again tomorrow for another informative and interesting edition. And remember, this and other programs can be viewed online at www.jis.gov.jm. You are also invited to give us your feedback at Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. On behalf of the team here at the JIS, I am Alison Watson. Have a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.